Hello Magic fans, I'm Beef and welcome back to another standard gameplay video, and today we are playing a mono red, ignore the blue in abandoned attachments, we don't need it, Firebending deck. And I'll probably get a bit of grief for saying this, but I think Firebending is the worst out of all the bending abilities, keywords that we've seen in Avatar. It potentially has the highest ceiling, but the floor is a lot lower, and the reason being is you need other cards to play with it. So let's just quickly go through the deck. So in the one drop we have Fire Nation Cadets, a 1 mana 1/2, has Firebending 2 as long as there's a lesson card in a graveyard, and we can pay 2 to give it +1/+0. And obviously there is synergy within itself. If we get a lesson card into the graveyard, it can attack, get that 2 red mana, and then buff itself. Then we do have Redirect Lightning, which is a lesson, 1 mana, but additional cost we have to pay 5 life, or 2 generic, and we change the target of target spell or ability to a single target. So great for changing the target of removal, although be careful if the removal does say targets a creature an opponent's control, we can't make it target a creature that our opponent controls, if that makes sense. Then we have 4 copies of Firebending Student, 2 mana 1/2 with prowess, Firebending X, where their X is his creature's power, so by default 1, but obviously the more non-creature spells we cast, the bigger its power will be. Then rounding out the new cards we've not seen before, although we have seen this actually in a Zulu deck in Brawl, Fated Firepower, 3 and an X with flash, enters with X fire counters on it, and if a source we control will deal damage equal to, deal damage to opponent or permanent opponent controls, it deals that much damage plus the amount of fire counters on it. So if it has 3 fire counters, everything will deal 3 damage. Now next up, we have seen these cards before. Burst Lightning, Firebending Lesson, Great Train Heist, which I'm not sure if we have. 1 and a spree, so we can pay an extra 3. Untap all creatures we control. If it's a combat phase, there's an additional combat phase after this phase. +2 to give creatures we control +1/+0 in first strike, and a red to choose target opponent. Whenever a creature we control deals combat damage to that player, we create tap treasure token. Turn inside out, Wild Ride, Ember Heart Challenger, Slickshot, Show Off, and then abandoned attachments. We only have 18 lands, mountains, and Fire Nation Palace. This is great because it's highly unlikely it's going to enter tapped because we have a lot of basic lands, and then we can give a creature Firebending 4, and if we put that on an Ember Heart Challenger, it will trigger Valiant, so we will exile the top card of our deck and be able to play it to the end of our turn. So in theory, it's very powerful. The problem is we have 16 creatures, 20 instants, 4 sorceries, and 2 enchantments, which for the basis of this are instrument. They do have flash. And with your Firebending, you need things to cast. And abandoned attachments is card draw, but the rest of it is, if you draw too many creatures, then your Firebending doesn't do much. If you draw too many non-creatures, then you don't have any creatures to play. You do get the occasional game where, yeah, literally you can Firebending Student, whack Wild Ride on it, tap, get a new second combat phase with Great Train Heist, attack again, get more Firebending, all that kind of stuff, and win on turn 2, but that's highly unlikely. The reality is it's just you need too much. And if you look at old, mono red decks from the recent past with Monastery Swiftspear, well, that's a 1 mana 1/2 with prowess and haste. It's a lot better than Fire Nation Cadets. Yes, Fire Nation Cadets is common, but I think Monastery Swiftspear is only an uncommon. Firebending Student, 2 mana 1/2 with prowess, doesn't have haste. It does have the Firebending X, but it is kind of the same. It's basically a Monastery Swiftspear, but 1 mana more expensive without haste. That does make a huge amount of difference. Redirect Lightning is pure useless if your opponent doesn't have a creature you can target, they don't play any removal spells, or as I said, they whatever they cast says targets a creature an opponent controls, and because we don't have a huge amount of cheap hasty creatures, in fact none, the only haste creature we have are the Challenger and the Slickshot, but they're 2 drops. It's not like we're going to go massively wide. We get to a stage where we're playing like 1 a turn, which means target removal just completely wipes the deck. And then, so we can't really win before that turn 4, where we're seeing things like, well, even turn 3 with Split Up, or turn 4 with Day of Judgment. It is just weak in a pure mono red Firebending deck. But don't be too disheartened. No one likes mono red. That's why all the cards have been banned recently. So it's good that pure mono red has taken the back seat for the first time in a long time, or it seems to be. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Just to laugh at mono red being terrible. I certainly did. If you did, please remember to like and subscribe. I'll give a shout out to my patrons. They're Arcadius, Mihal, Thomas, and Adrian. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you everyone else for your support, and I'll see you all in the gameplay. we go first. We have a Fire Nation cadet. We have some okay cards. We'll get down the student. Helpful Hunter. Well, we will go Wild Ride and Wild Ride. We will do all of you. They're down to 16. And we do this for 8. And we hit them for about 40 or 30. Our opponent goes first. Tiny Bones. Well, I think we ditch another land and draw 2 more lands. They do not block. Fine, we will just power up. Well, we will ditch the mountains. Well, let us get down the challenger. Do they block? They do. And next turn, hopefully we can Firebend onto the challenger. In fact, I'm just going to play out the student because I think they have targeted removal. We can pump you up. They do have something. They're just not, don't want to cast it for some reason. There we go. Yeah. Come on, play out things. So I'm guessing you're sitting on a hand of removal. Come on. What do they choose? Firebending student. Alright, what do we draw? Great, a land we didn't need. And if I have removal, I'm going to scream. That's 4. Might as well create a treasure. I still think they have something. Yay! Well, we have a quarter of all our creatures. I have a wandering mentor. Well, we will just remove that. And we'll buff you. And get down another cadet. But now we've run out of instants. Oh, they've got a trailblazer. We will buff, doesn't matter if we do separate ones. And we can hold up burst lightning. For their trailblazer. Let's see what they cast with it. Blue. Well, let's put you there. And then let's put you there. And our opponent scoops. We are on the draw. Our opponent is taking their time. Oh good, Rakdos. Oh good, Kuja. Let's put away a student. Mysidian Elder. Well, let's get down a Firebending student, even though I imagine we're gonna have to sacrifice it. Due to corner by black mages. Yep. This is fun. Let's plot it. At least we might be able to get an extra combat step out of it. There's another Mysidian Elder. They obviously don't have their Kuji yet. We will pay 5 life. You. We have 4. Can't do 20 at the moment, unfortunately. They're down to 5. And we create a treasure. We're down to 7. There's a Kuja, which I don't think they can cast. Oh no, we're just dead. Great. Oh. We're up against Brawl by the looks of it. Let's take out you. They do get a treasure. And they have a burst lightning. Well, that's... And it has walled 2, doesn't it? Let's go... Well, let's see how they block. Obviously, they don't take any damage. There's a ruby. They do block. It does get trample. And our opponent scoops.